All right. So this is episode one of the Tripod podcast. I am that camera geek, and this is Prathik. Oh my God, that rhymed. Actually. So what are we talking about, Pratik, in this episode?
Red Raw
Red Raw.
with and the Nikon ZR.
The thing with the Nikon ZR, in my opinion, is that it's not a truly professional camera. Like it made so many compromises. For example, it doesn't have a full size SD card slot. I mean, it does. The secondary card slot is micro SD. So you cannot do duplicate recording and all of that stuff. Plus, that micro HDMI is a deal breaker for me. What do you think about that?
I mean, if you have a 4-inch screen, why do you need a external monitor?
You tell
That's
me,
my
bro. You
question.
you do documentary filmmaking, all of that. Do you think 4 inch is enough?
So I use a 5-inch monitor, external monitor on my Z6 III, and
Right.
and I get really great footage out of. It takes helps me for framing and stuff.
Hmm.
The difference between the 5-inch and 3-inch monitors is very noticeable.
Right.
But when you're meeting midway at 4-inch, right? You
Mhm.
get, I feel like you'll get used to it to the extent where it's not as difficult as 3-inch to frame. I mean,
Mm,
3-inch also many people frame, right? So it's not
mm,
a big deal. It'll actually be more relaxing to the people. Maybe the people coming from 7-inch monitors or 5-inch monitors, they might have to, rewire their brain in a way.
right.
But I feel 4-inch is a great middle ground, especially if you want to keep your rig very lightweight.
Mm,
That will be a huge thing for me because if I do a lot of run and gun stuff, and whenever I do that, lugging around this huge camera kit with a awkwardly placed HDMI monitor and all this,
mm,
yeah, this will be a great fix. But as you said, no, it's they focus so much on compact design that they've compromised on a good grip. They have compromised on the ergonomics of it. So
right.
maybe if there's a ZR2, if this was fixed, the ergonomics was fixed, it'll be like a game changer camera. Kind of
Mm,
like how the FX3 was back then.
right. Right. Most people say that this camera, the Nikon ZR, is an FX3 killer. Do you agree with that?
Both play to their own strengths, bro. And the Nikon can't record at 12,800 ISO.
Right.
It doesn't have night vision. And Sony can't shoot 6K RAW.
Mm,
So it depends on uh, what your deliverables are. Nowadays, most people are enough with are very satisfied with 4K coming out of the FX3.
mm,
But I'm pretty sure there'll always be that one post production editor who always wishes that direct 6K mein hota to I can reframe it and I'll be able to get a sharper image. So depends on the deliverables. Both are excellent cameras, but I always would prefer a higher resolution camera, which is giving me the kind of flexibility that the ZR gives.
mm. There
Yeah.
is a lot of complaints regarding Nikon's H.265 codec as well, right? Like some people say that it's very soft, it's not that usable. Compared to the Sony FX3, by the way, their H.265 is pretty good. People rely on it all the time and they vouch for it. Uh, is it the same in Z6 III? Uh, or do you think the Nikon ZR specifically is uh, focusing more on red draw codec rather than H.265?
Z6 III sets to 6.5 is damn good, bro.
Hmm.
There's no doubt about it. It's like a beautiful image that comes out of it, and the bit rates are also fine. I mean, there's a good compromise between the bit rates and the quality that you get.
Hmm.
For the ZR, I just checked it out briefly, and it is a bit softer if you pixel peep only.
Right.
Like if you're delivering majorly to social media, no, compression is going to soften it anyway. Like
Right.
here, there's not a big difference that I see. Maybe you can say that they focus so much on implementing their R3D NE that maybe H.265 was more of a they wanted to compensate for that noisy sensor, which is which everyone attribute the Z6 III or the ZR sensor to be. Maybe they try to compensate that with very heavy uh, noise correction, noise
Right.
reduction. But otherwise, I feel like if you're going to post onto social media, even YouTube per se, I don't think there's a huge noticeable difference as long as you don't pixel peep into the image and compare it directly with something like Red Raw or XAVC Intra from Sony or something.
Right. One thing about Sony FX3 is that you can match the color science with their bigger cameras like FX6,
Yeah,
FX9, and Burano and all of that. For Nikon ZR, yes, you can match it with red cameras only, but
yeah,
when you are shooting in R3D NE, right? If you're shooting in H265, you can't really do that.
yeah. Yeah, that's a drawback. I mean, but if you see now, um, when it comes to Sony, also only their FX lines will sync with
Yep.
each other.
Yep.
If you shoot on the A7S3, it has the same sensor as the FX3.
Yeah.
There will be similarities within the color science, but not to the extent to where they have optimized it. I mean,
Mm,
there's this video from by Potato Jet that I saw. He reviewed the FX2,
mm,
and he went and met the developer for the FX2, and he himself told that the FX line cameras have a totally different color science compared to their Alpha series.
mm.
So maybe that kind of thing we'll be able to see in Nikon. And recently in NAB also, a Nikon spokesperson has confirmed that they are going to introduce R3G log. I mean, sorry, log 3G10,
Right.
log 3G10 to H265, and there itself your kind of half your worries are gone,
Mm,
right? Your dynamic range and everything is sorted over there.
yeah. Once
So
that fix comes, then Nikon ZR is an unbeatable camera at that price.
yeah, I wish they bring a N-Log 2 like R3G, like log 3G. If they are able to bring as an N-Log 2 for the Z63, I'll be the happiest person on earth.
How is it in dynamic range? Like people complain that Nikon dynamic range is not up to the par with the Canon C50 and the Sony FX3 in analog. What do you feel about that?
I mean, I do not have much experience with Canon C-Log.
Mm,
Um, S-Log though, it's become such a standard that everyone knows to overexpose by 1.7 stops.
right.
With Nikon, it's the fact that they do not give that stop based indicator while you're recording video. I don't know in the Z63, I'm not able to find it.
Mm,
I don't know how much more to overexpose. I always go by waveforms on my monitor.
mm,
So you have to overexpose because the sensor is very uh, light hungry.
okay.
Yeah, so if as when you expose it preserves the highlights, but then if you expose just right for your viewer monitor, or if you underexpose, your shadows become very noisy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I know how to expose. It's become like a subconscious thing for me. Like I'll know where am I overexpose, like up to where I have to overexpose.
Right.
That's come with a lot of trial and error. Maybe if Nikon adds that stop based thing now, like
Mm,
1 point something stops, and then if they're able to guide that, then it'll be a huge help.
got it. Got it. Okay.
But it's Nlog is still in its first form, right?
Right.
See, like Sony has so much time to develop 3 log formats and S-Cinetone as well and stuff.
Mm.
Canon also 3 logs they're able to develop. So
Nikon
maybe
is still in its infancy when it comes to log formats, and they're only recently experimenting with this new codecs as well after the Red acquisition, right? Uh,
yeah.
the R3D NE and all of that. So I think
Hmm.
in the coming years it will get better. Not
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. All Nikon shooters are running on hopes and dreams only at this moment. The only like the first thing which has really helped out for Nikon users is the Z mount.
True.
How flexible it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think any other mount can come close to that kind of flexibility. Apart from like again these the Leica M or any kind of DSLR mount, right?
Right.
Yeah, after those, the mirrorless Nikon Z is like the best one.
And the shorter flange distance also helps, like in adapting other lenses. Like you can easily adapt Sony lenses to Nikon as well using that small Viltrox converter.
Yeah, Viltrox, Megadap,
Yep.
anything. It's a game changer. Like actually, I just woke up one day and I saw on Instagram that this particular thing is there, and I was like, wow, great. Nikon has overnight they were able to double their
Lens
lens
ecosystem.
portfolio, yeah, lens ecosystem.
That's what I thought when I was doing research for my camera as well. I was like, Sony has the biggest lens ecosystem, and there are so many third-party lenses for it. Nowadays, Nikon is also expanding. Like Tamron is building for it, Viltrox, Mikey, and TT Artisans. They're all building for it, but it's still not Sony level lens ecosystem, right?
Yeah, true.
When I saw that Megadap adapter and this Viltrox adapter, it's only for like 8,000 or 10,000 something.
Ten
But
thousand.
yeah, then you can use any Sony lens on your Nikon camera, and then everything will work. Autofocus, all the custom buttons that are placed on those lenses, everything works right out of the bat. You don't have to go into some firmware updates or anything like that. So that's what sold me for the Nikon, I would say.
Yeah, same. I mean, one major factor for me was that I've always shot on Nikon. I started with a D3500, then moved on to the Z50 Mark II, and then now the Z63. So I was very comfortable with the Nikon image quality and colors.
Hmm.
Their photo files are just breathtaking. You don't need
Yeah,
to edit them.
yeah.
Like really, you can just shoot straight JPEGs and everyone's happy. Kind of like how Fuji's with their film simulations. Nikon is with their regular standard JPGs.
Not just that, but Nikon also has imaging profiles. Have you
Yeah,
looked into that? So if
yeah,
you
I
go
did.
to nikonpc.com, you can download all those Fuji film simulations. Like I have Astia, Provia,
Hmm.
Eterna, all those things loaded into my camera, and I can just press that button and change the film simulation and record directly. I mean, shoot directly in those JPEGs. And it looks great right out of the bat. I don't have
Yeah,
to even edit anything in those pictures.
yeah. Now the ZF has grain profiles also.
Oh yeah, I wish that came to our cameras as well.
And our cameras would have to be designed to be retro cameras. Then
I like that about ZF. It has the tactility of a retro camera, all those dials and everything. And another thing that it has over our cameras is a separate control wheel for ISO, which I
hmm,
hate about Nikon cameras. You have to press
yeah,
that button and then switch using the control wheel, which sucks, to be honest.
yeah. I mean, that's something that I had to get used to.
But
But
currently, you use the monitor, right, to
yeah,
adjust the ISO and everything, or do you use
no,
the
no.
buttons?
I use the buttons only.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Anyway, we're shooting in base ISOs, so
Right,
I know how many twists I have to do. It's become like a muscle memory for me. 800 to 6400. How to go there?
right, right.
Yeah.
What else?
But
What
yeah,
else about Nikon we can talk about in this?
raw recording, NRAW is beautiful.
Really?
Seriously, I shot a small short film for a friend of mine. Uh, and the files that came out of the images that came out of it are just excellent, man. See, I shot in 6K and RAW, mostly in 24p, but then some scenes were in 60 FPS.
Hmm.
But yeah, I agree the file sizes are there,
Yeah,
but like there's a setting within Nikon menu only that you can adjust the raw quality
quality.
from high to normal. So we shot in normal and was able to get around 45 minutes of footage for around 600 to 700 GB.
Hmm. That's still
And
huge, though.
I mean, like, I shot an H.265 for an event and I shot 300 GB. So,
Oh,
It
It's
happens.
it's double the size then.
Yeah, it's double the size. Almost like the footage that you get is more when you shoot in H.265 because of the compression.
Hmm.
But the flexibility that RAW gives you, right? Especially because DaVinci is properly optimized for NRAW and Nlog. They've done a good partnership over there. So through that, I was like, even the proxy files that is being recorded within camera,
Hmm.
even they are quite like, you'll get 12 bit and stuff like that. So it's damn good. I really liked it. Doesn't give you red raw kind of flexibility, but it's like the next best thing.
What's the difference in the color science? Do you see a major difference in when you shoot in log versus and raw?
So no, log is basically a color profile. NRAW is a codec. So we can't really compare those two. You can shoot NRAW in NLog
Okay.
and you can shoot H.265 in NLog. Maybe the difference that we can see is between H.265 and RAW. So H.265, of course, will be a if you pixel peep only, you'll find a like slightly softer, slightly smoother kind of image. And when it comes to RAW, means it's like basically the direct sensor readout. So when you do that, you get that kind of exposure flexibility, contrast flexibility, color fidelity, all that you're able to change over there. Mostly the I feel like most of the difference is going to come in post production workflow rather than last image quality or image rendering per se. I feel like when you're going to screen it again and you're watching onto a laptop or maybe even on a TV, you're not going to see that much of a difference
Right.
after you've rendered everything and you're anyway compressing to QuickTime and H.265 and stuff like that.
It's just
If
give
you're
you that flexibility in post to adjust the white balance and all of that and raw, right?
Yeah, true. You have more to work with basically in RAW.
I
But
think that's its biggest strength, that you can change that quality level. You cannot do that in red raw or any other raw, right?
no, you can do it in RAW only. That's what I'm saying.
No, that's what
Oh,
I'm saying. In and raw, you have that high quality and normal quality, right? While
right,
shooting
right.
it, but you don't have that in red raw in ZR right now.
Yes, Red Raw NE, which is there in ZR, doesn't have any compressed RAW
Right.
recording.
Exactly.
But if you see all the red cameras right now, the V Raptor, Komodo X, and all, they do. They have EQ, LQ, MQ.
Right.
Yeah.
I think there is 5:1 and 8:1 compression for LQ and NQ.
I'm not very sure about that ratio. So, there used to be in the DSMC2 cameras.
Hmm.
They used to have that wave sort of curve for compression. So when it comes to, they used to give you compression ratios all the way from around like maybe 32 is to 1 and all the way to 1 is to 1.
Hmm.
And now they've just simplified in the DSMC3 family of cameras. They have uh, simplified it into HQ, MQ, LQ, and ELQ.
Right. I wish Nikon
So
ZR had that ELQ and LQ, right? Because it's a small camera. You need those small sizes if you're using it.
yeah, I read somewhere that it's the ZR's bit rates are closer to what an MQ is on a Komodo or
Right.
a big camera. So maybe an ELQ would have gone a long way for ZR. But I also feel that that's probably a processing concern,
Hmm.
processor thing, because maybe the Xpeed 7 is limited to processing that sort of quality and processing it down, compressing it down without losing out on the image. Like it's a huge
Maybe.
thing.
Yeah.
Have you seen this thing? Linus Tech Tips. He dismantled his red camera and he saw the brains of it all.
I
The
haven't seen
ca-
that video.
it's a very long, it's a very old video actually.
Okay.
But he dismantles his red camera and he tries to do water cool it and stuff like that.
Oh,
That is stupid, but I feel like, but when I saw the entire thing, the amount of cooling and the amount of electronics that they've jammed into that thing, the processing power that's there, I don't think you can do that on a mirrorless camera.
right.
Yeah, the kind of heat that it's going to generate, no, I feel like it's very risky, especially with the battery being sitting right there in the body.
Hmm.
So maybe that's more of a uh, hardware limitation rather than a software thing.
When that camera released, like when Nikon ZR released, I thought that it's gonna overheat in red draw, but it doesn't without a fan. That's what shocked me. Like
Yeah,
FX3 has an internal cooling fan which keeps it cool, but Nikon ZR doesn't have a fan. I don't know how they did it, but it runs cool, even if you record longer recordings in red draw.
yeah, true. Uh, Even when I'm shooting on my Z6 III, like Nikon's temperature thresholds are very high. I feel it's not like your camera's not overheating. It heats up a lot,
Hmm.
especially since they're both black bodied. But the fact that it doesn't shut down at those temperatures is the game changer. I feel maybe the temperature threshold is higher for Nikon rather than maybe the processor running cooler or something like that.
Maybe.
Yeah, it keeps flashing a warning because in my recent shoot that I did, I went up to Adilabad and shot some clips. We were shooting at some 42, 43 degrees, and my I was not able to hold the backside of my camera. It's like that hot it got, and simply on the screen there was just this that icon, that overheating icon blinking, and nothing. I just kept recording, almost
That's
like
the
a
thing with Nikon cameras. Like a lot of people, when they're buying a hybrid camera, they go for Sony A7 IV or uh,
A7 V.
A7C II. A7 V is still good. Like they have improved the overheating issues and all of those things. But A7 IV has a bad reputation for overheating. Like even if you're recording in 4K 24p, it overheats after like 30 minutes or 40 minutes. That doesn't happen in Nikon. Maybe Canon still overheats, but not to the Sony level.
Mhm. As I said before, I don't have that much experience with Canon cameras, especially the newer ones, the RF mount ones. But with Sony, I had it only once. So I had a Sony camera overheat on me only once, and that was while I was recording an event.
Okay, what camera was this?
M4.
Okay.
Yeah. But apart from that, the other few times that I used an M4, it didn't really overheat that much. Yeah. It depends on the ambient temperature. It depends
Exactly.
on
If
how
you
much
shoot
you're
in
recording.
daytime, like in this summers, then it's very hard for those cameras.
I feel bad for these wedding filmmakers and photographers, man, who use Sony. Especially now, I'm seeing all these reels online.
Hmm.
Like they hold the camera in front of the coolers and stuff. Like, dude, I feel bad for you. Man.
There's this new accessories coming out from Ulanzi and all of those brands as well. Like they created a cooler which you can attach to the body around like 6,000 or 7,000 ish, but it keeps your camera cool.
Yeah. I've seen it too.
You don't need it for your Nikon camera, but I think those Sony users might need it.
Maybe that's for them to decide. I mean, like, it's such a blessing to have, these kinds of features on. These are all like features that are not visible on the spec sheet, right?
Exactly.
And these are but these are the ones that make a difference while you're actually shooting.
Yep.
So yeah, like it's damn good. Nikon's come such a long way from just the Z6 II itself.
Yeah.
It's like a generational leap forward. I feel like with the Z6 III has done what the A7 III did back then, but this is like limited to Nikon. When maybe if seeing the market means, I feel Lumix is going a very long way when
Yeah.
you're looking at thing.
Lumix is at another level. I have huge respect there for Lumix. Like, if you see their cameras, every generation they've improved so much. Like,
Seriously,
like from S5 to S5 II, it's a huge leap. And
true.
S1 II is a perfect camera in my opinion. Like, it has everything, all the video codecs. It can do photography as well. The only thing that's limited is, I think, their lens ecosystem, but
No, I
it is
feel
improving.
the lens is also quite good because L mount alliance is there, no?
Element
Uh,
Alliance is there, but for wildlife, I don't think they have bigger zooms
yeah.
like Nikon or Sony or Canon. most people who do wildlife and bird photography do not buy Lumix camera. I think
Yeah,
it's mostly
wildlife.
video centric people like yourself who are more interested in a Lumix camera than photographers who are hardcore landscape and wildlife photographers.
Yeah, Panasonic was always an excellent video bias camera. So of course, their vlog is still in their first generation, first iteration, and it's still so good. It kicks ass. And their recent collaboration with RE also, they give you licensed C-Log, RE C-Log in
Yeah,
their
but
cameras.
I hate that about Lumix that you have to buy that codec separately. It sucks, man. Just be like Nikon and give it for free. Why?
I mean, Lumix didn't, buy out RE, right?
But still, yeah, they could have made a deal with Ari or something like that, and
I mean, in RE cameras also, you have to buy licenses.
for the
There are
log.
packages.
Oh,
And not just log, but there'll be various recording formats. So, to my knowledge, at least, for a few cameras, you have to buy licenses
okay. So
if
then
you
it's
want to
an
shoot it.
Ari thing. Then Ari is being a bitch.
I don't know about being a bitch and all. The god of
Yeah. Recently, someone acquired Ari as well, right?
yeah,
A
the Rider
broadcasting
group,
company. Yeah.
Rider group. Damn, that was also unexpected, but okay.
I thought Canon would acquire Ari. That would have been a good relationship because Nikon acquired Red and DJI acquired Hasselblad.
Yeah.
I was
Uh,
thinking that someone like
See that
Canon would acquire it.
DJI, DJI has actually funded Hasselblad's mirrorless thing.
Yep.
So it was kind of evident it'll come into it. I actually thought Canon will acquire Red because of the RF mount being used on Red cameras.
Oh,
I, I, ca-
Nikon.
Nikon did it.
Yeah.
And that too for like I think around $75 million, I
Really?
guess.
That cheap?
Yeah, I don't know. I just let me check. Sorry,
Yeah.
85 million dollars.
Still cheap. I thought they would
Yes.
be in billions.
I don't know. I wouldn't know. But yeah, but the fact that Nikon's using this partnership so well is
Hmm.
actually very good. Actually, what I thought, I mean, and many people thought was that Nikon's just gonna swallow Red and be like, yeah, only Nikon's there. But then giving that that separate identity to Red within the Nikon thing is one of the best things that they have done.
That's true. But now you know that they cannot cannibalize the Red cameras, right? I mean, the Nikon ZR won't get so good that it cannibalizes the Komodo and all of those lower end Red cameras.
It won't cannibalize because of the form factor, I feel. See, the FX3 and the FX6 have basically the same sensors,
Right.
but neither cannibalize either because the FX6 has its own set of additional features like the internal NDs and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, and the form factor as well. So if Nikon were to not cannibalize Reddit, probably I feel like one is the sensor difference because red sensors are totally different global shutter and they're like what 16
Yep.
bit sensors, right? So yeah, that they can't do it. Nikon Z Cinema can't cannibalize red at the moment. Maybe they can give its features, but there'll always be a difference.
And I think the target audience is also very different, right? For the Z Cinema cameras, it's mostly run and gun shooter or a
I f-
YouTuber who wants.
yeah, I feel it's more of content creators who want that higher end stuff. But but for Komodo and the let's say the V Raptor itself, you need a proper team to set it up. The kind of IO that you have to connect onto the camera is itself
Hmm.
different. And I don't think the everyday run and gun kind of guy is going to be able to do that. At least he has to put in a lot of effort to learn all those things and do it. So, and one more thing is the Nikon is basically like you just attach a lens and you can go straight ahead.
Yep.
But with the Red now, you have to get the entire package. You have to get
True.
the mini handle. You have to get the small HD monitor, the Red monitor that comes with it, and the things start to get more expensive.
And the storage as well. They have a proprietary storage.
No, not the new ones.
Okay.
not the DSMC 3 ones. The DSMC 2 ones have that red max,
Hmm.
but the newer ones, the DSMC 3 ones, shoot in CF Express B.
Okay.
It's the same one as a ZR, so that's not a problem in that.
I don't know why Sony goes for CF Express A type cards in their hybrid cameras.
I don't know. Even I've pondered upon that, and actually, it's a totally different media for their Venice, I guess. If they want to shoot in RAW, I think they shoot in XOCN. I think I'm not sure
Is it
about it.
proprietary memory? So,
Yeah, they you have a separate. They attach another back to it. So I don't know if it's still there for the Venice 2 or it was just a Venice 1 thing. But I saw this back then. Venice is like something I did not shoot on a Venice till now, but I hope to one day.
yeah.
Uh,
I think that's the one of the few cameras that are being used in Hollywood big budget movies as well, right? After
Everywhere.
R3, they use Venice. Uh,
Yeah, everywhere.
I don't think anyone uses red cameras in it. David Fincher does, that I know. David Fincher is
Many,
on red cameras.
I mean, Stranger Things was shot on red, right?
Yeah, but still, that is a Netflix series, not a big budget Hollywood movie.
Many Hollywood movies are shot on red. Actually, I think I have to bring up a list. Maybe in the next episode, I'll tell it. I'll be like, bro, this and all is there, bro. What do you think about red?
I know 8 out of 10 Hollywood movies are shot on RE Alexa 35 or LF,
Yes.
and
Yes.
some are shot on Sony Venice for their
Hmm.
low light and all those things.
Oh yeah, true.
Red cameras, I know David Fincher uses a lot. I think his recent movie with uh, Michael Fassbender, what was that? The Killer. The Killer was shot
Yeah,
in
the
red.
killer. Hmm.
All right.
Hmm.
This was a good episode, I would say.
Yeah,
Good first episode started off. We'll still have to figure out the logistics and everything and how we will able to record this in the best quality. But
and the
yeah,
fact that this was supposed to be a trial is
yeah, good going. I
yeah.
like it.